Welcome to the Round 10 WAFL Wrap, brought to you by Carlton Draught, and thanks to all the WAFL punters for coming out in force. We had over 17,500 people attend the 4 games across the WA Day weekend, and that's a great result for West Australian football, and a big thank you to you for all your attendance. On Saturday, Perth hosted Swans at Lathlane Park, and the Demons got the jump on the Swans, kicking 6 goals to 2 in the first quarter as Morton kicked his second. After a slow start, the Swans got themselves back into the match, kicking 6 in the second quarter, but Perth continued with 5 of their own. By three-quarter time, the Swans got it in front and really broke the game apart in the fourth, kicking 7 goals to 1 and running out 37-point winners. Tim Gapin was dominant up forward, bagging 6 goals. And Blaine Boakhurst, state player a couple of weeks ago, was instrumental through the midfield with 27 touches and 2 goals. Then in the first of our Monday game at the Showgrounds, Claremont hosted Subiaco in front of a healthy crowd. After a tight first quarter with both teams kicking 5 goals, and even tied a second with only 1 point separated the 2 teams at the main break. In the third, Claremont went on to kick 4 goals to 1 and managed to hang on to that lead, winning by 9 points, with Subi kicking 2 goals 9 in the last, which ended up really costing them as they peppered the goals. Heading north for the first of our big WA Day derbies, West Perth took on East Perth at Arena Joondalup in front of 6,200 fans, and it was a really hard-fought first quarter where each team only managed 2 goals, and that continued in the second with only 1 point separating the rivals at half-time, but we saw some high-flying marks from West Perth to lift the crowd. The hard-fought match continued in the third as both teams traded blows, and by three-quarter time West Perth led East Perth by 3 points. But in the end, it was East Perth who managed 4 goals to 1 in the last, with big Scott Lysette who bagged his third in a dominant performance up forward and in the ruck. For West Perth, Aaron Black continued his outstanding form for the season and had 27 disposals and 2 goals. Then at the other side of town, we saw South Fremantle hosting East Fremantle in our big Fremantle Classic Derby. South took an early lead as Sloyth and Carter both kicked majors. However, the Sharks kicked back, taking a 1-goal lead into quarter time. East Fremantle broke away in the second, kicking 5 goals to 3, and by three-quarter time had a comfortable 31-point lead. In his 150th game for South Fremantle, his 303rd WAFL game and his last in the competition, Chris Miller gave the Bulldogs some run out of halfback as they got their way back into the match. But in a match-winning performance, Mark McGough kicked his second in the last as East Fremantle run out winners by 15 points. This continues the streak of away teams winning the derbies to 7. Having a quick look at the Round 10 WAFL Tribunal and Match Review panel results. So far, Jamie McNamara from East Fremantle's rough conduct charge against Chris Miller was withdrawn. East Fremantle's Mark McGough had a rough conduct charge against Nicholas Borovac from South. He accepted a reprimand. And East Fremantle's Rory O'Brien, Sandover medal, back-to-back Sandover medal hopes are still alive. His rough conduct against Sean Buick was withdrawn by the match review panel, and Kyle Anderson from East Perth accepted a reprimand for striking Mark Crisp. And because of the long weekend, the tribunal will sit tonight where Jack Bradshaw will face his charges. Having a look at some of the big individual performances over the weekend, our Amy WAFL Player of the Week this week goes to Mark McGough, who was dominant in East Fremantle's win over South Fremantle, racking up 26 disposals, 5 marks and 2 goals. The Powerade Colts Young Gun, this week we've awarded it to South Fremantle big man Cameron Lorsch, who has been unlucky to miss out a few times. However, he continues to impress with some great skills for a big man. He continues to kick bags of goals, taking his season tally to 34 after his 4 goals on the weekend. We continue to get some fantastic entries in our selfie comp on our Facebook page, and we encourage you to continue sending in your picks to win the ultimate WAFL Grand Final experience. This week's winner is Crystal Andrews for her pick with the girlfriends on their girls' day out at the WAFL. Have a quick look at our round 11 fixtures in a round that's shaping really importantly for the competition. On Saturday the 7th of June, East Fremantle Oval, East Fremantle versus Peel Thunder. Peel will be desperate for a win. At Steelbull Oval, Swan District sitting on top tackle third place Subiaco in what should be the game of the round. Lathlane Park, Perth host East Perth. Perth will need to keep their finals hopes alive with a win there. And at the Showgrounds, Claremont coming off a great win will be tackling West Perth, who will need to win to stay in touch with the 4. Thank you to all the supporters for their attendance over the WA Day weekend. It was a fantastic result for WAFL footy, but we want to see you keep on heading down. We've got 4 great games this weekend. Let's see you at the footy.
you.